This video is sponsored by Serious Readers, the lighting company. The light that you see here is the high definition light, so solid build. I had adjustable neck on this one, I had an adjustable head as well. So on the neck of this one, you can adjust like so, the light can rotate around as well. Switches on here. So a strong beam off this one, it's also adjustable like so you can increase the strength of the light. It uses daylight wavelength technology to match true daylight as closely as possible. And so a really high quality light helps you pick out the detail on models such as this Eldar Wind Rider. And that just means that when I'm painting, I really am getting a good match for colour here with this daylight wavelength technology. So the lights come with a 30-day free trial, 5-year warranty on the lights, including the bulbs on these as well. The light that you see here is the high definition light. I'll put a link in the video description below for Serious Readers and a code as well. When you use that code, you'll also get a free compact light as well. So you'll get 2 lights, and therefore you'll be able to create a cross beam for all of your painting and hobby projects. So check out Serious Readers, link in the video description below, and see which of their lights suits your hobby needs best. Happy painting and enjoy the video. Right, welcome to another episode of Wahammer 40,000. It's Challenger Scorpion, 2000 points, Deathwing and Ravenwing versus Orks. So, for and through the Orks list here, just call it the patrons at gold level, get name shoutouts out at the start of all of our games, and a patronic dice to use at some critical point during the game. That's Andrew Swan, Bjork the Zog Puncher, Carrick Uncle Thrall the Silent King, Chris Comiskey, Chris Heim, Dave Humphries, Drew Gums, Dylan Moore, Unstoppable, Longbow BB, Andrea Stewart, Marcus Anthony, Maxwell Knuckles, Nathan Paxton, Nicholas Lucas, Peter Elmo, Ray Cross, Samuel Penanari, Scott Costello, Carl Roden, the artist Fallen Nose Veej, Travis and Jen, Tyler Schwab, Tyler Summers, and Darren Gardner. So big thanks to them for their support at gold level. At the end of the game, I'll call out the silver level patrons, and you can check out the end credits for all the patrons, including those supporting at bronze. And the proceeds go to help support the channel, and also SSWG War Games Club. So, for the Orks, running a double patrol just lets me take the 2 war bosses. Then spending 2 CPs on warlord traits, 2 CP on relics here. So, starting the game on 0 CP here for this force. Running them as Goths across the board, so 6s will pop extra hits in close combat, +1 strength on the charge, or if units heroically intervene in close combat. HQ choices, running the double war boss, then it's this double pronged 2 pincer attack here for the Orks, which has worked quite well for them. Regular war boss, it's Gut Ripper, taking a power claw, which has then been upgraded to Killer Claw. Brutal but cunning is his warlord trait. Then taking the second war boss in mega armor, it's Grog the Whopper. Warlord trait from his Ardor's Nails, and the relic is the Crushing Armor being taken for him. Then taking a Weird Boy, Fists of Gork and Warpath, the 2 psychic powers for him. That's 3 HQs. Then on to troops. 3 squads of boys, all squads of 10. Big Chopper and each of those for the knob. 2 of them mechanised inside trucks with big shooters, and the one here just to float around, but it usually ends up inside the battle wagon. Then on to elites, knobs. Units been expanded from 5 to 7. 5 with big choppers, 2 of them with power claws, and they have a dedicated transport of a truck with big shooter as well. Then taking mega knobs, squad of 5, power claws and custom shooters being taken for those. Then on to fast attack, the biker squad's been expanded from 3 to 6, so 6 of those. The Forge World model here, just a regular squad leader, so it's Sergeant Zog, the boss knob for that squad. Squad of 6 of those, and I've taken the power claw and upgrade for Zog. Then Storm Boys, squad of 10, no further upgrades been taken for them. And then finally for fast attack, it's Death Copters, a squad of 5 of those with their copter rockets and spinning blades. Then for heavy support, a squad of 1 and a squad of 2 mech guns with their custom mega cannons being taken for those. A battle wagon with a death roller upgrade, hard case to give it the toughness 8, and then also fortress as well to give it that 5+ invulnerable save. And then finally for heavy support, the last unit for the list is a Death Dread, taking the Stomp-O-Matic pistons to give it that extra 3-inch movement +1 on the advanced rolls, and then it also is taking 4 of the Dread Claws. That's the list here for the Orks as they take on the Dark Angel Seal, the Deathwing and Ravenwing. Field Marshal in command of those. We'll let him run through his list. The Phoenix Lords, Phil's taken half of them, I've got half here with me. The more Imperial leaning ones over with the Space Marines. And then Mephisto here on the Death Copters for this game. Ray Cross onto the Storm Boys. Lucas Brown onto the Knobs. Daniel Cunningham onto the Mega Knobs in this fight. Ed Farrow onto Grog the Whopper. And JP onto Gut Ripper himself. So that is the Phoenix Lord allocations. We'll now take a look and see what the Ravenwing and Deathwing have in their list. Right, so 2,000 points of Deathwing and Ravenwing here. Field Marshal returns. The last game he played was his Necron army, but he also runs Dark Angels as well. So great to see these on the channel. It's been a long time since we've seen Deathwing and Ravenwing fighting away. So good to see them back in our Challenger Scorpion battles. Always had a soft spot for Dark Angels. In the grimmest and darkest of fighting, you'll see them battling away against the enemies of the Imperium. They take on Orks here. We'll let Phil run through what he has.
Okay, this is my 2,000 points of Deathwing and Ravenwing. It's 2 detachments. We've got a Vanguard detachment, which is the Deathwing. The HQ is Azrael. He's the Warlord as well. He's as he comes in the book, you know, no extras. He hasn't got anything. He can't be giving anything extra, so he's just straight from the book. And the other HQ is the Interrogator Chaplain in Terminator armor here. He has he's pretty much standard. He's got the extra litany, which is Canticle of Hate, which is his extra. He knows 2 of them. He knows that one and Litany of Hate. In the elite squad as well, we've got a Deathwing Apothecary, and we've given him the hero of the chapter, so he can get a Warlord trait for 1 point, which means he's the chief apothecary, but he also has selfless healer, which means he can do combat restoratives for free without spending the CP. And then we've got a squad of Deathwing Knights here. Again, they're standard from the book. You can't change that. So there's a full squad of 5. Knightmaster's got the flail. And then we've got 2 squads of Deathwing Terminators, 1 6 and 1 7 man squad. The 6-man squad is a WYSIWYG, as you can see there. There's the sergeant's got power sword. We've got one with Thunderhammer and Storm Shield. We've got a assault cannon. We've got 3 with two with chain fists and 1 with Thunderhammer and Storm Shield. The 7-man squad. Again, Sergeant's got power sword. We've got 2 with lightning claws, and then we've got 2 with storm bolters and chain fists, assault cannon, thunderhammer, and storm shield. And finally, we've got the Redemptor Dreadnought. He has been inducted into the Deathwing. As you can see, he's got the painting on his shoulder. We haven't got time to paint the whole thing in this.
I wouldn't want to do that.
Grim dark future. There's no time to be in the paint shop. We've got to get out on the battlefield. When he's dead, they can pick up all the bits and paint them separately as they go back onto him.
Okay.
As I'm sure he will be very shortly. He's got the Macro Plasma Incinerator, the Onslaught Gatling Cannon as well. He has the Inner Circle rule as well because he's now in the Deathwing.
Right.
And then the Outrider detachment, which is a Ravenwing detachment. We've got the Ravenwing Telemaster at the front. That's an HQ choice. It's a beefed up land speeder. It's basically a lieutenant in a land speeder because he gives them +1, reroll 1s to wound.
Right, cool.
Yeah, so he's standard as per the book. No extras on him. Then we've got 3 squads that you have to have for Outrider. One of them is the attack bike, so he's on his own, just an attack bike squad. He's got the melter gun.
Yeah, multi-melter.
And then we've got a single squad of firstborn bikers. There's a biker sergeant, second one from the left there. He's got, as you can see, all WYSIWYG. There's 2 guys with bolt pistols, one with a special weapon plasma and one with a special weapon melter.
Yep.
And then basic Outrider squad, completely basic as per the book, no extras. They've all got just chainswords. And the last HQ choice is Ezekiel. He's the Dark Angels Chief Librarian. He knows 3 of the discipline in Terramancy, which is the Dark Angels. He knows Mind Worm, Mind Wipe, Aversion, and he also knows Smite.
Okay. That's fine. Not sure how useful Mind Wipe will be against Orks. Because they don't have much of a mind to... No, I'm sure it's good
what
enough.
does he do? It loses... Yeah, this one cancels out an aura ability.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, useful enough.
Yeah, cancels out an aura. This one, Mind Worm makes someone fight last.
Again, very useful.
And Aversion, this one is, what is it? Minus within. So I choose a enemy within 24 inches, and then in the fight phase, if they're within 6 inches of him, it's -1 attacks and -1 attack hit rolls.
Right. Okay, no, they are very useful psychic powers there. It'll be useful enough against the Orks for sure. That's at Phil's list here. Good to see him back on the channel. Great to see the Deathwing and Ravenwing back in action once again. They're up against the Orks though, so the dark green Space Marines a little bit.
Not much green.
We're majorly going on for Ravenwing here and Deathwing, but good to see them fighting. But they're taking on the Orks here. Orks specialising in close combat. We'll see what resistance can be made here by this Dark Angels force. So that's the list. We'll take a look at scenario and deployment next for this challenge battle. Okay, so just before we go on to scenario here, Phoenix Lord's been allocated, so Michael Fryer onto... What's this thing called again? Talonmaster.
Talonmaster.
Okay, Andrea Stur onto the Outriders here at the back. Richard Andrea onto the 6-man squad of Terminators. Amy Almo onto the 7-man unit. Chris Comiskey onto Azrael himself. Then Chef, something choppy onto the Deathwing Knights. And then finally Longbow BB onto the Redemptor Dreadnought. So that's Phoenix Lord's allocated. We'll take a look at scenario next. Alright, so we have a scenario. It's tear down their icons here from Warzone Nephilim, Strike Force size game. So deployment zone looking something like this. Deathwing, Ravenwing will be across over in that corner. Their deployment zone marked by the red dice. And the red dice across here marking the deployment zone for the Orks. There's 5 objectives on the board, 1 dead centre. We put it up on the top here so you can see it easily. And that is dead centre of the battlefield. But we'll count measuring to the base of this 3 inches, so it's not going to hamper units in any way or restrict them. Then the home objective really here for the Orks inside their deployment zone is just here. There's no man's land objective across there. Over in the other corner, this no man's land objective just outside Phil's deployment zone. And then the home objective for the Dark Angels over in that corner. So 5 objectives in total. So start of turn 2 onwards in the command phase, the control of 1 or more objective is worth 4 points. 2 or more is worth another 4 points, and if you control more than the opponent's worth another 4 points on top of that. Then there is the prime explosives action. So you've got to get over into your opponent's territory. It's their half of the board. So Orks here, you get over into this half of the board. You can use any unit to prime the explosive. It's an action. If it's an objective secured unit, it's completed at the end of your turn. If not, it's completed at the start of your next command phase. So you've got to start the action, survive, and then finish the action off on the following turn. Explosives, will mark them up with, if any units are able to do it, we'll mark them up with markers on the board. They'll have to be deployed away from each other, over 9 inches away from each one, so you can't multi-stack them up close to each other. You've got to spread out and do it. At the end of the game, they'll be detonated each time. It's 4 points, so it's quite a healthy amount of points coming through if that's able to be done. And enemy units can try and defuse your explosives. There's a roll-up for it, and then those explosives can be taken down to prevent the explosions from taking place at the end of the game. So that's that detonation extra roll for primary objectives. So that's the mission. Here we will now choose 3 secondaries each. Right, so secondaries have been chosen for both sides. Phil's gone for Raise the Banners, Stubborn Defiance, which is the camping out an objective, just holding it from one turn to the next, unique for the Dark Angels. And then bring it down as well. Destruction of Orc vehicles, points can be picked up for that. Orcs have gone for Assassination, take on some of the Dark Angels characters. No Prisoners, which is a kill tally for non-vehicle units. And then Behind Enemy Lines, try and break through into Phil's deployment zone. So that's secondaries to both sides. We'll now start alternating placing units on the board next. Right, Battlemat and terrain is from GameMat.eu. So this is the Hell on Earth Battlemat being used here. This one's 6x4 in size. I've just trimmed it down with an upside down battlemat, but you can get it in the 60x44 inch size for standard games of 40k 9th edition. Also using their Hive Walls set here and their Lava Rocks set, so a double terrain set combination here for this setup. So you can check out GameMat.eu for your supplies of battlemats, also plenty of pre-painted terrain sets available from them as well. Link in the video description below, and there's a discount code there for you as well. And then in this video, featuring some of the items that are available from the Magnet Baron. They specialize in magnetization and all the accessories, magnets, tools, and so on that you'll need for magnetizing, also some other stuff as well. I've just got a few bits just to give you an idea of what's available from them. So magnets, it's the Magnet Barons, this is what they really specialize in here. But this is a pack of 50, 6x6 these ones, it's actually square magnets. And then 2mm in thickness. Magnet Baron's magnets come in N52 grade, which is a very, very strong grade, and they're triple coated as well. So these are quality magnets that you'll be getting from them. But if you're into magnetizing at all for armaments, configurations, weapon loadouts, and so on, James is into magnetizing in a big way. Then it means you can build a tank, for example, in Rush. Magnetize the vehicle of all the different weapon loadouts, and then as the codex adapts and changes and your own lists adapt and change, you can just change the loadouts on the model with ease. So there's massive benefits to magnetizing. You can get that flexibility with your models. So Magnet Baron specialize in that with the items that they have available. So as well as magnets, they also have the tools to help you do the jobs. They've got some magnetizers here. That's for keeping the correct polarity with the magnets. So you know which way around they are. There's plenty of times I've glued them back to front. They're a nightmare to try and remove once that's done. So this is a tool if you're doing a lot of magnetizing, just to help keep the magnets the right way around when you're sticking them on. They also do tool kits as well with the accessories that you'll need for doing a lot of magnetizing work. This is one of the drill bit holders here, a really strong, sturdy one if you're doing that kind of work. Also, bases here, movement trays. So nice solid thickness to these. I'm just going to borrow a couple of Mike's Necrons here just to show you how they work. So it just means, especially if you've got a lot of models to move around, say you're running squads of 20 Necron warriors, for example, or Tyranids, or other armies with plenty of models, then when you tray them up, you can just move them around that much quicker around the table. They also do the magnet sheets that you can use for these, and they do sheets that are pre-cut to this exact size as well, so you can magnetize up. That means that you can remove casualties, move them around the board without them slipping off and so on. So movement trays, magnetization sheets available from them as well. So you can check out Magnet Baron. I've just been on their website. There is free shipping available to the United States and also now to the United Kingdom as well. So you can tap into free shipping if your order is large enough. But check them out. Magnets in all shapes and sizes, and plenty of tools to help you do the job as well. That's the magnet parent. I'll put a link in the video description below for them, and also some links for some of the items that you see here. Right, so deployment done for the Orks. Last couple of units going on the board, just the last unit actually, and for the Dark Angels. So on this right hand side, here is the truck, gut rippers in there, and the knobs. Boy squad inside here with the weird boy. Death Dread's right here, so pushed right to the edge, looking to surge ahead with that as much as we can. Copters here, just sheltering behind this obscuring terrain. I'm going to play these walls as obscuring. Anywhere you see the double stacked walls, they'll be obscuring, so we'll be taking that from the hard edge of these walls. Plenty of areas for units to hide. Obscuring for that larger piece, that piece across there as well. And then we'll play Munitron containers, so exposed position on top for all of this. Infantry sheltering behind. These can then take light cover. Bikers here. Inside the battle wagon is the Mega Knobs and the squad of 10 boys. Storm boys I've left at the back here just to move out onto home objectives and counter any deep strikers and bikers perhaps. It's going to be tough here with Armour of Contempt. Then the guns over on the extreme left hand side getting ready to move out onto that objective. And then Zog or Grog the Whopper in the truck with 10 boys. So that's the units inside their transport vehicles. Orks ready to go. As per usual with them at the moment, it seems to be they're spreading right across the battle line, getting ready to move out on a broad front. So we'll take a look at deployment now for the Deathwing Raven Wing. So then deployment for Field Force is finished here. So first up, the Knights here and Chaplain in reserves. They'll deep strike in turn 2 onwards. The larger squad of Terminators deploying in here. They're still keeping themselves in range of the home objective. Outrider Bikers here just with them. Attack Bites just tucked in there, getting ready to move out in ambush position. Redemptor Dreadnought just here. Really Field Force splitting up into 2 areas here to go after and camp out on these 2 objectives across here. Telemaster with them at the back. Azrael's there, Ezekiel, and then the 6-man squad of Terminators, and the Ravenwing Bikers there on the extreme left-hand side. Again, hiding away behind obscuring terrain, getting ready to move out. So that's deployment complete for both sides. We'll now roll up to see who goes first. So we're going to roll up to see who goes first here. I'm Xenos, so I'll roll up. So 3, it's beatable. Deathwing may go first. What's that, 5?
5.
Yes, they are going to go first here. They're going to take the fight to the Orks. So Phil's army's going to get to move. We'll see what they do. Phil's got a fast force here, but also a strong element of defensive stuff going on as well. We're going to turn 1. The Deathwing Raven Wing will kick off this fight. Alright, so turn 1 here for the Ravenwing, Deathwing, and Outriders shifting out across in this direction. They advanced in the end, just to get to there. Yeah, they've shifted right up behind this wall. Terminators, slight adjustment for them, but sitting where they are and performing an action. So banner being raised across here, just marking it with the green flag. Shifting the attack bike around, it's driven around here towards this quieter flank. I think Phil's perhaps intending to use it to plant explosives later on. Dreadnoughts remain stationary, just watching out for orcs as they emerge from across here, and then going to move out that direction if Phil needs to. And across here, Terminators shifting across onto this objective, raising a second banner. Azrael with them, and Ezekiel moving up as well. Bikers have committed, they've pushed out across in this direction. Advance move made. Was it advance as well?
Advance, yeah.
Yeah, and then the Talonmaster moving up just behind them. He's a character, so he'll be shielded behind them for now at least. So that's movement done. There is a psychic phase here for the Dark Angels next. So just at this early point in the game, we'll point out that Phil has the Cypher model. We've put him onto a dark corner of the battlefield. He's just tucked in there. So we can go in a bit closer. There he is. And we've given Phil the silver dice, the Cypher dice here, which he can call upon at some point during the game. But what Cypher's just is
Cypher is a fallen Dark Angel, so we want to get him.
Right.
We're after him.
Okay. Well, he's there in that corner if you want to cross the wall. But you might be ambushed by a load of orcs. Okay, so Phil's going to figure out which psychic powers to use, if any are available.
Rolls.
Yeah, okay. We're looking at aversion. It says range 24. Doesn't say line of sight is required. There's a number of options. No point going after. You can't go after rippers inside the transport vehicles. They end up being put onto the truck, which is no use. So there's two options across here. Phil's going to try and put it onto the copters. It would be useful. It would cause them -1 attack in close combat, so it'll shut down their rotor blades to some degree. But also it's -1 to the hit roll, so I reckon that's for shooting, so it can mess up their ballistic skill, which is already bad enough. So if this power goes off, it would be useful.
So Hawk Charge 6, but 5 because it's Ezekiel. So it goes off to 7.
Okay, so aversion. So it's going to happen if I end up within
6 inches of him.
Yeah, so if we do close,
if you attack them or anything within 6, if you come in within 6 inches of him, it works.
So it may not be too useful at this early stage. Phil's cast anyway. The copters get around here, and if they do go for a charge, if they do end up in there, then it'll be -1 to their attacks and hit rolls. So it will pin them down to some degree. It may well be a power that comes in more useful later on. That's it for psychic phase.
That's it.
All right. Okay. Shooting phase next. So it's a melter gun shot across here. Advanced of these melter guns and assault weapons. So it's going to go across here into the truck. It's just about within range. So it feels going to use the Andrew Swan dice here. I think melter could cause some trouble.
Nope.
No, and there's no kind of reroll shenanigans going on. No, it's reroll 1 to wound, isn't it? With him?
Yeah. Okay. It would only be a CP to reroll.
Okay, if it's worth spending at this early stage.
4.
Phil has 4 of them.
I'm going to spend it because I think the melter gun might not be around after that.
It's going to give it a go.
It might be gone soon. So let's get him to try and hit.
Does hit.
Yes.
3's to wound. Rerolling once.
Yeah.
It should go through.
Yes,
it does.
Hit the gross.
It's going to bypass the armour, so you can just go straight to damage.
Okay.
Of D6. Andrew Swan on this one again. 3. All right, stripping some wounds away, dropping down to 7. That's them done. I think that's worth the CP to strip 3 wounds away. So across here, some good armaments on this. So 6 shots with heavy bolters, 12 shots with the twin assault cannon. So lots of DACA available. So Talonmaster here is going to fire everything going into the truck. It's got a good chance of stripping some wounds away. So this is Chris Heim at dice rolls here.
Yeah, all hit apart from 1.
What dice are these? These are swords.
These are Dark Angel's official dice.
And they're current ones, or these look?
They're from...
Been out for a while.
No, what are we on, 8th? This is 8th edition dice.
Ah. Very nice indeed.
Right.
So you've got
6.
A skull is a 1.
Skull is a 1, and a Dark Angel symbol is
Count
a 6.
the swords, and that's the 6.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so looking for 2s. Nice. Yeah, so 4 have come through. It's forced to wound. And doesn't get the reroll ones. It's only on core units such as those. So -2 actually for Devastator Doctrine. 6s. We block 1. So it's going to strip off another 3 wounds. here. It's dropping down to 4. This is good work. Truck's in trouble now.
6 shots again.
Twos,
yeah, that's all of them.
All of them. This is good shooting here. This will be damage 1 because of ramshackle.
Yeah.
But
Strength 5.
5s to win this time. And none. Okay. 2 shots from here. Need 3s. Just one of the outriders can see across here.
Snake eyes.
All right. Nope. Okay. So I think that's firepower complete. There is the dreadnought. It can actually see through to the guns, but out of range 36 is about 40 inches to stretch across to there. So that is firepower complete here for the Dark Angels. Charges? Don't think so.
No.
No. All right. What's the main hallmark here? You're talking about this ability that Dark Angels have of
so we've got
1, 2s,
the
and
Raven
3s.
Wings are they become objective secure because of the makeup. They're all Raven Wings, so they're obsec. And then the Deathwing have inner circle. So basically inner circle have a few things, but one of them is that it can only be wounded on a 4, 5, or 6. So they have permanent transhuman.
Right. Useful. Very, very useful indeed.
And also they're obsec as well. The Terminators are.
Yep.
And he isn't. No, he doesn't count as.
It's quite rare that we see Dark Angels on the channel, which is a dreadful shame because they're a fantastic looking Space Marine chapter, and they've got the Deathwing, Ravenwing options with them as well, so you can get plenty of variety of Dark Angels. But good to see them here. We're just getting a bit of a summary on the rules for them.
Yeah. So inner circle. Each time a morale test is taken, they automatically pass.
Right. Cool.
When they fall back, so if they fall back, unless it's got the vehicle, Raven, or chapter master keyword, they have to roll 2d6s, and if it's equal to or less than their leadership, it can fall back. Otherwise, it can't fall back.
Right.
And then against infantry models, so they count as infantry, the Terminators.
Yep.
An unmodified wound roll of 1 to 3 always fails, irrespective of any abilities the weapon or the model making that attack may have.
Okay, so it creates the conundrum because usually sending in your tougher, stronger stuff to take them on, and then that ability shuts down their ability to cause wounds. So strong enough here for the Dark Angels. I think their turn comes to an end. There's no morale for the Orks, so this transport vehicle's in trouble, but it's still going with the occupants inside. We'll go on to the first turn of the game for the Orks. We'll just see if any points have been picked up here by the Dark Angels. Yeah, interesting. Bikers, if they advance, they get a 4+ invulnerable save.
Yeah.
And that's against shooting or just across the board?
4+, yeah, just
nice. And they did advance.
Instead of their 5+ standard, they get a 4+.
Yeah, okay, brilliant. Turn 1 does come to an end. There's no points been picked up, so we'll hand over to the Orks. We'll go on to their first turn next. Alright, so on turn 1 for the Orks. I haven't declared a warg here. It's tempting to, but no, I'm going to wait until more of the forces are in position to go for it. So no warg in place. Ripper, he's jumped out of his transport to take on these bikes. So deploying 3, moving 5, but not advancing. Empty trucks damaged. To get it this far, I had to advance with it, so it's pushed up. The knobs are still inside. I'm not going to commit those because they're going to get shot to pieces and so on, so I've left them inside there. But Gut Ripper sneaking up on this right-hand flank. Dropped the Weird Boy out here at the back just to stay away from anti-psychos and shutdowns from there. They move the truck across with the boys inside. 9-inch move for this with the Stompy-matic pistons. 8-inch charge to try and get it in. Bikers have shifted across. Regular 14-inch move from them. Their Decker guns are in range to lend a bit of firepower support. Storm Boys have taken their place, jumping from here to here, but not advancing. Copters, 14-inch move, they landed on top of the walls here, so now they've got a commanding view across the battlefield and able to lay down some firepower. But got to be careful with the terrain. For example, this is obscuring, so this is going right up here, so we'll not be able to fire down into here, for example. Units are obscured behind that, but they certainly can see some targets, such as the bikers down there, and some of them can see the dreadnought. So then across here, a regular move, I've got a charge possibly across here, then being followed up behind by the truck with Grog the Whopper inside, and the guns pushing up 3 inches onto this objective on this flank, and some shots possibly here they can see. I'm not sure about the dreadnought, it might be in range, but not sure. I'll check that one during the shooting phase, and then hidden away here at the field, nicely obscuring those units. So that is movement done for the Orks. We do have a psychic phase for them next. So he should be outside. He's outside of range 24 of those. So he's just got a freedom to roll here. It's a 6 required. Fists of Gore to soup up the Ripper. Yep, an 8. So that's going to go off. So that's +2 strength, +2 attacks for the Ripper. It's just the 1 power from him. It's not enough models to let me make a second attempt here at Psychic Power. But that's enough. That's his job, just to boost up the Ripper, turn him into an absolute Orc Psycho here. And that's the case at Hellpout in close combat. So that's Psychic phase finished. We've got a shooting phase. Orcs certainly have some options. Okay, so Grot Gunners, they have range and they can see the Outriders across here. Dreadnought's out of range. So all 3 guns are able to see the target. So we'll start shooting at them. Now, chance for these Grots to shine. They've had some disgraceful attempts at firepower before. They've had some surprises, so who knows what's going to happen. We'll go Peter Almo with the first battery of 2, which is over on the left-hand side. So, battery of 2. Have to do 1 gun at a time just in case they overheat. So, the first one, so the Peter Almo dice. Number of shots. It's 5, which is good. It could cause trouble if they can hit their targets. Any kind of -1s going on or anything like that? The Outriders.
No, they've got a 4-up involved because of Jink.
Right, fine.
Very advanced.
Okay, so we've got a mortal wound come through on one of the guns to start off with. So, self-destruct mode. 3s to wound. Strength 8. You're all wounded, so it's down to Phil's invulnerable saves now. 3 of them to make. You can go Patronic if you want to. It's Tyler Schwab.
Tyler Schwab.
Yeah, it's a Necron player. Phil likes Necrons, and Tyler Schwab has a habit of getting 4+, which would suit very nicely.
1 4+.
Okay.
And 2 got 3.
Right. Do you want a command reroll? These are damage D6.
Still got, is that the squad of 2 firing or squad of 1?
No, that's just 1 gun fire. There's another gun to come, and there's a battery of 1. So the fun's just begun here with these Grots.
I will do one. Yeah,
do
a reroll. Yeah. Okay. I'll reroll the Tyler Schwab dice itself.
It's a 6.
Thank you, Tyler.
It's worth it. Well done. Saved a bike. We'll go for D6 damage. It's 3. I think you're 4 wounds them outright.
4 wounds outright.
Yeah, all right. 3 wounds taken. Right, next gun from the 2-gun battery. 6 shots.
Ooh.
That's 11 shots in total. 4s. So take a mortal wound. We get 3 hits. This is good shooting from the Grots. Well done to them. And 3 more wounds come through. God, they really are hammering into the bikes here. They do practice. They do train. Phil's going to patronise this to try and block.
Scott Costello, please.
Yeah, he's a Blood Angels player, which will do. 4s to block.
Get in.
Blocked all of them.
Thanks, Scott.
I saved that squad. God.
Well, right. From them, but at least it saves something else getting shot. That's maybe.
No, they're absorbing firepower here.
Yeah.
So we're now going to go for the single gun. Just the 2 shots. Phil's getting away with this here, and missed to the mortal wound. Whoa. Okay. Well, I'm not angry with the Grots. They've done their job. They've got plenty of hits and wounds coming through. 1
mortal wound on each pike.
Correct. Yeah, that's right. Yep. So at that rate, they die on turn 5. Just fine by me. So they do have a limited lifespan, but useful enough in games. All right, so we'll turn to the copters for their firepower. 4 of them can see the Dreadnought. We'll offload into him, and then 1 of them will go down into the bikers. So the shots into the bikers first of all. And we'll go for the Samuel Pennary here for this one. So this is 2d3 shots. Snake Eyes. Yeah. 5s for hits. We get 1. 3s to wound. Yes. -2. Armor Contempt. 4-up save. It's a 4-up invuln save anyway. No, that's a straight 3 damage. So that wounded biker's going to go. Okay, good shooting so far. And then it's going to be 8d3 shots with the rest. Samuel Pennary here, 6, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 shots in total. Okay, something like this. 5s. And it's not bad. 5 hits come through. Toughness 7, 3s to wound. Okay, I will CP reroll this one. Just try and get another wound through. We do. So Same with Penonary, 3 wounds have come through. AP -2, which is AP -1 for Armor of Contempt. So 4 ups. These are quite blockable.
Block 1.
Okay, 2 make it through. 3 damage drops to 2 damage. So it's going to be a total of 4 wounds caused against the Redemptor. I think that knocks it down to 9 wounds left.
What's 13?
So it's a start. They're notoriously tough, them things, but dropping down to 9 wounds. Okay, I think... Yeah, I know. There's Ripper and his rocket. May as well give it a go. Just made a regular move. So we'll fire into the... Yeah, we'll let loose into those Terminators over there, actually. Number of shots. It's 2. 6s for hits. Missed. Okay, so that's him done. Let off a bit of Dakka across here. It's almost a waste of ammo going against Terminators. 2 hits. 1 wound. 1 save of 2+. An insult if this goes through. No, blocked easily. Okay, I think... Oh, no, there is firepower here. We line these up, so Dakka guns going to go into the bikers. 36 shots with Dakka guns, all in range. 5s and 6s. I knocked that over, that's not going to count, I think. Seeing those ones. That one. Not bad, just the volume of firepower. 3s to... Ooh.
Tough as 5.
They are tough as 5. 4s to wound. There's no AP minus going on with these. Just 4 saves with 3+. I think we struggle to even bring a biker down here.
No, 2 wounds go through.
2 wounds taken. Okay.
But they got 3 wounds each, I think.
Yep. Right, 2 wounds. Add shots from here. Big shooter. 1 hit. 1 wound. 3 up. It's quite an important roll, this one, actually. Passed. Whew, just about. And I think that's about it for the Orks. This list is geared up towards close combat. There's a bit of firepower support. The Grots, which you can't rely on them, but they can cause surprises at times. And the Copters with firepower support hasn't been too bad from them. We're going to charges next. I reckon if I charge in with the Copters, which I could do against the bikers, I'm going to end up facing off against that. So no, I'm not going to charge with those. But there is the Battle Wagon across there. So I've got a doable charge to swing around against those bikers. And then Ripper here as well. I think I'm going to charge here with this empty truck just to shut down any potential overwatch. There's him as well. So there's some charges for sure for the Orks. We're going to charges for them next. Right, so charges complete here. It's gone well for the Orks. We charged here. I had Phil Overwatch, the strip to wound off the truck, trying to destroy it. There's victory points available for bringing that down, but didn't. Charged in. That blocked the Overwatch. Ripper then sneaked in. It's very sneaky, sly stuff for him. It's just the way he operates. Have you played against Ripper before?
I don't think so.
No, yeah,
I watch him on the channel all the time. Yeah, I know what he's like.
I know what he's like. You like him or don't like him?
I like, yeah.
It's good to watch,
yeah,
but maybe.
I like when he dies and he goes in
somewhere.
Down a hatch somewhere or jumps into a drain. I love it.
Phil likes watching him in games, but Phil's opinion of Ripper may change as the game goes on. Death Dread's made it in. I'm glad to see this thing finally make it in. It usually gets shot to pieces, but it's made it into close combat. And then round the corner with the big rolling pin here going in against the bikers with the Battle Wagon. So good enough results here for the Orks. Early contact being made by them. We'll go on to combat resolution next. So instead of a sucker punch here from the Ripper, we've got a Zog punch. So Bjork, the Zog punch, will commit these attacks to him. So it's going to be 5 attacks base for War Boss. There's no Ward going on at the moment, but it's been blessed by the Psycho. It's an extra 2 coming in. So we're looking for 2s to hit. Okay, we'll keep that one to the side. There's 2 6s have popped there for Goths. I'm looking for 2s to win with the Power Claw or the Killer Claw. Now it's going to be Strength 14, I think. So 2s. I'll put those 2 to the side as well for the Warlord trait. So your invuln save. There's 6 saves to make. This is a big roll here. 6 invulnerable saves to make on these bikers.
Who we got?
Yeah, well, now if you're going to call it, Marcus Anthony is your Dark Angels player. If you're going to use it now, or you could use the Cypher roll.
Mark Anthony.
Okay, Marcus Anthony then.
Your dice is in there. It worked. Marcus's worked. Yeah, there's a 5 there.
Another one. Oh, it's blocked 4. 2 make it through. So I take those 4 blocks and add them to my pile for the Warlord trait. This is the ridiculous thing about the Ripper. 2 have made it through. So that's going to slay the wounded bike here and then one other. So Ripper's not finished yet. We'll go to these. Looking for 2s. All right, there's triple 1 in there, so those are removed from play. those 4 make it through with a bonus. The bonus does count. And then now we're going to go for 2 to win. Yeah, get all of them. Another 5 saves to make it.
Still Scott's time.
Marcus Anthony, yeah. Oh, no, none of them. Oh, Ripper's worked his way in.
Yeah.
That's the wipeout to him. Doesn't always have to lead the charge right through the middle. Ripper's learnt the hard way. Being shot at and destroyed multiple times in games. Often sneaking, you can still cause just as much trouble and then potentially survive at the end of it as well. So Ripper's done. I'm going to leave him where he is. The idea is to shield him behind the vehicle. So that's him done. But job done, bikers chopped to pieces. It's not activating this. Activating him, I just shift him across in this direction a couple of inches to square off against the Terminators. There he is, Death Dread, ready to go. Okay, so next, the Death Roller on the Battle Wagon next. So we might struggle with the Death Roller. 6 attacks, hitting on 2s. 6s would be very, very useful. Nope, none, and 1 missed. It's going to be 2s to win, I think about strength 10. They all wound though. AP -2 for AP -1 for Armour of Contempt. It's going to be another 5 saves on these in 4 pluses. And
3 saves.
3 saved. 2 go through. They're 2 damage a time. So it's going to kill a bike. Unless you want a command reroll and keep a bike alive.
No, I don't. I've got 2 points, I'll keep that.
Right, I'll take it.
Leave the Sergeant.
Okay. So Deathwing, Ravenwing. The Orks, I think, are trying to pluck the feathers of this army here. They're going for the swifter stuff first, and then they'll rally on the slower units is the idea. But I think we knew that was going to happen. The Orks are going to push out and go after the more mobile elements of the Space Reinforced. You can attack back across there with that bike, so it can strike back against the Battle Wagon. Yeah, we're toughness 8. So 5 attacks, I reckon, in total.
Hitting 3s.
Yeah.
3.
6 to wound, though. More equipped for going after infantry. Yeah, and there's AP -1 with that as well. So we'll go for 4 up save, which we pass. Okay, so Battle Wagon unscathed at this stage. So combat's resolved. Early contact from the Orks. Successful enough across here, but not wiping the bikers out. And then a sneaking Ripper attack across here. Very successful against those bikers. We'll calculate points here. Turn 1 comes to an end. But early contact from the Orks, and it's been successful enough. Yes, no points scored by the Orks either. Early stage of the game. Turn 1's complete for both sides. We'll go on to turn 2. There are some deep striking elements. They're a very potent unit for sure, the Deathwing Knights, but where to land and what to do. And if Phil does decide to commit them at this kind of early stage here. So we'll go on to turn 2 for the Dark Angels, coming up next. Right, so movement here for the Ravenwing Deathwing. So you can see reinforcements have arrived. We're going to go for a real crunch across here. So Ripper's committed himself to the fight, but there has been a rapid response here by the Dark Angels. So Deathwing Knights, these ones.
Yep.
Chaplains arrive with them. It's a similar combination that I use for my Blood Angels, where you can activate Litany during one of the other phases to give them +2 inches to their charge.
Yes.
And then going to get a rerollable charge as well.
I don't know if they have a rerollable.
No, that's me. I have that on my chaplain. I give them. I think it's Wings of the Archangel, something it's called. It grants units nearby rerollable charges, but Phil can simply use a command reroll to replicate that. Terminator shifting across, so it looks like these are the targets here for the Dark Angels for sure. Azrael moving up behind, and Ezekiel, and then the Talon Master on top here to provide further firepower support. Dreadnoughts remaining stationary. There's some buffs for that if it does sit still. Bikers pulled out of close combat and back onto the objective. Around here, Terminators shifted across. Some firepower available from them. The attack bikes shifted across here as well with an ambush attack. Multi-mortar is going to be dangerous enough there if it can find its mark. That's movement done. When we talk about what the Orks have, their heavy hitting stuff is here. If that's dealt with effectively, and then more heavy hitting stuff across there. So really the two tips, the 2 prongs of the pincer attack, if they can be blunted by the Dark Angels, that would be very, very useful. This stuff across here, bikers, storm boys, regular boys, they are really going to struggle against Terminators. Their AP -1 have been negated. Here, it's either with the +1 to the armor save for the shield or ignoring the -1 for Armor of Contempt. So be tough enough, but Phil needs to try and blunt the piercing point of each of these pronged attacks. Psychic phase next. Alright, so these are the psychic power options. This one's the priority Mind Worm to go on to the Ripper. That's to shut him down, to stop him from fighting. Well, it'll stop him from fighting or interrupting, so it'll force him to fight last if this goes off. It's Ezekiel casting it. It's just outside of range 24, so I can't stop it. So it's down to Phil's dice roll.
5. Goes off on a 5.
Just about. Alright, so there's a worm in Ripper's mind. So if it eats brain cells, it's gonna go hungry. There's 1 power left, second power available.
Maybe I might do. I can either do smite. A version or smite. I could do smite onto the.
Put some damage in, yeah. Go ahead.
I'm smarting it, so it'd be a 4. Goes off on a 8.
Yep, no problem. I can't stop it, so D3 mortal wounds and a wound caused. So good psychic phase. We'll go on to shooting phase next. There are a good number of options here for the Dark Angels. Talon Master. All of its firepower is going into the truck. And I think Phil's confident enough about dealing with these models here, so he wants to try and destroy the truck. It's 3 wounds to try and strip. So 12 shots with the twin assault cannon. Sitting on 2s is very, very useful. So 2s. Skulls are 1s, so that one can go. The rest will hit. And then it's going to be forced to wound, actually. Now, you said there's an ability where you've got Assault Doctrine's active and then also Devastator Doctrine at the same time. That came from Azrael.
Azrael, yeah.
Okay, so that extra AP -1 will still continue. Force for wounds. This will do it. This is going to destroy the truck here. I don't think I can stop this.
That's 5.
5, yeah. 6 to block. Oh, not a bad try. 3 wounds caused, 3 wounds remain. Target destroyed. Well done. It's going to pick up some victory points.
Oh, it blows up.
And it blows up, typically. Range 6, I think. Yeah, D3 mortal wounds. So D3 on here. 2. It all helps, dropping that down to 5. It's dead anyway. Terminators are going to mince that thing. Ripper. Oh, just the 1. Okay, so he takes a wound. Not surprised. He's backed in right against this thing. It's just detonated next to him. Back here onto this truck. Mortal wound caused on that, so that will drop down to a 9. I think that's everything. Well, the Terminators might be in here. They're in by a good ½ inch, so 1 mortal wound caused, not so bad. Alright, so this is something heroic. Lost 2 from the explosion, 5 have disembarked, and they've placed themselves to protect the Ripper here. So it looks like these are going to get contacted in trouble, but they're trying to protect their war boss, who's busy scratching his head with a worm, a worm inside. I don't know if it's a literal worm. Oh, it might tell you, the librarian burrows his consciousness into the screaming victim's brain, ripping free their secrets in a spray of gore. Yep, okay, it's descriptive enough. That's got Ripper's current mental condition. So, bodyguard, whilst Ripper's got a headache, the bodyguard have got out to try and screen and protect him as much as they can. But they're a bodyguard unit. They're designed to work in partnership, and that's exactly what they're doing. It's noble stuff from the knobs.
Weapon skill 2, BS3.
Yeah. Interrogator Chaplain firing across here. 4 shots to the Stormbolter.
So 3 have hit.
Yep. 5's to wound. And reroll 1s to make it through. Bit of AP minus going on. So we'll take 5 up saves with these. Now 2 wounds caused. I think these are 2 wound models, so we're going to lose 1. Bodyguard's starting to drop here.
Still got the shots.
Yeah, so there's 5 powers done here. There's 4 left. Ripper's still protected, but Terminators are going to offload everything they have. 4 Stormbolters and an Assault Cannon as well.
And a reroll hits of 1. Have they been blessed? They've got a blob.
They have got a blob. Phil's talking about
reroll hit rolls completely.
Right, reroll all hit rolls. That came from Azrael.
So, what is it, 12?
Yeah, this is Stormbolter shots,
12 shots
here into Ripper's bodyguard. 3s for hits.
Rerolling.
It's very good.
Yep.
It's great to have Ezekiel and Azrael on the board. It's classic models. When I was getting into Wahammer 40,000, these are the ones that were coming out that were released from Games Workshop. I absolutely loved the paint job models on those. It was Mike McVeigh, was it? That painted?
McVeigh made those. Yeah, anything with the cloaks on, he modelled them.
And if anyone remembers Mike McVeigh, I found him he's on Instagram.
Still painting.
And he's still painting stuff, and he puts up pictures from things he's painted in the past. Yeah. So I was a big grown up and getting White Dwarf magazine. I used to look out for the Mike McVeigh stuff, the dioramas that he'd done as well. Those are absolutely superb. But I remember him painting up these models here. They're exciting releases coming up for the Dark Angels back in the day. And Phil's running those original models here in this fight. And Azrael so far, and Ezekiel, doing a good enough job.
On fives.
Winning
on fives.
Winning on fives, yeah. Are you rolling ones? This is the Talon Master helping out. A lot of buffs going on it.
No,
Nope.
just I think there's two. Yeah,
two. Just two. The toughness of the knobs here. -1. So I'm going to take 5 up saves. No, you're going to lose another one. Yeah. They are selling their lives dearly here, trying to protect the big boss.
Assault cannon.
So 4 casualties taken now. This is the assault cannon. It's moved, so it's 4s, but it's re-rollable for the buffs and bonuses. If it gets its hits, it's done well as 5. And this could well cause some trouble. 3s now. And re-rolling 1s.
Oh, 2 2s.
3 make it through. 3 saves are 6+. Going to lose another one. Yep. Oh, that squad is a heavy hitting squad, but they've been hit first. I'll put a wound onto him. Morale's going to be busted. That's the current situation. Bodyguard being finned here. The body's dropping limp as they protect the Ripper, which they are doing so far.
Bolt gun.
Bolt gun first. Yeah, this is from Azrael. If you pick off him,
yeah,
and then use your plasma, yeah.
So hits. Strength 4.
5s to wound. You got it.
AP -1.
-1
2 damage.
-2. 2 damage. Nice. 6. No, another knob gone. Ouch.
Plasma gun.
Yeah, single shot, needing a 3. So we're just checking. So that was a 1 that's been rolled to hit. His is a unique plasma weapon which won't slay him on a 1, thankfully, so that's okay. We're looking to see if there's any buffs going on that could grant the reroll 1s, but there's nothing. So in order to hit the target, it would need to be a command reroll. Needing a 3+ for a hit. If Phil wants to spend it.
I do want to spend it. I'm spending it. I need help.
Yeah, patronise it to guarantee it going through.
Ray. Oh no, Ray's Orks.
He is Orks, but you can take him if you want. He is a Space Marine player.
Go on, Ray.
A Death Watch player as well, apparently. So Phil's annoyed enough that shot missed.
Oh,
no, it's a 2.
Ray, you let me down.
So usually 2s would hit, but because his split fire, it's -1 for each of those shots come through, so it's up to 3s. That's annoying. Azrael's shot could have finished off the last bodyguard model. I think you've cleared the way. I've only got one model stopping you now, so there's a nice gap opened up. So
yeah,
it's job done pretty much.
I think Ezekiel
deliver a pistol out of range, so it's going to hit.
Yeah, it's hitting on 2s. And it hits. Strength 4.
5s to wound.
Oh
no. Okay. Yeah, next as the Redemptor Dreadnought, it's 5 packs. It's going to split between 2 targets: the Copters and the Battle Wagon. So it's all been declared, so Phil can pick one.
It didn't move, so you get +1 to hit because Grim Resolve.
Okay.
So we should be hitting on 2s.
Nice.
7 wounds remaining. Yeah, hitting on 2s. Icarus Rocket Pod, then 3 shots into the Copters.
Okay. Is it heavy 3 or heavy D3?
Heavy D3.
We'll roll up the number of shots here first of all. Just the 1 shot, and then just roll the 1 dice.
Hits.
Yeah, 3s to wound.
Yeah, it's AP -1, 2 damage.
That'll be AP -2 now because of the doctrines. And it's made it through. 2 wounds caused. It's a Copter half destroyed. This is Ben Shaw's squad. Okay.
And the Onslaught Gatling Cannon into them as well. Yeah, Onslaught Gatling, 8 shots, heavy 8.
2s. Looks terrible, but they've all hit.
Oh, yeah, because he didn't move. Thank goodness he didn't move.
And then we're looking for...
Strength 5. 4.
Toughness 5.
4's to wound.
4's to wound.
Misses.
3. I think you're going to get a Copter here. -2 in total, I reckon, with your doctrines.
Yeah.
6s. Got 1. Copter destroyed and a wound overflows onto another. It's not bad. Bring one of those things down. Pick yourself up a victory point as well. Okay, so that's the current situation. And casualty caused. Okay, from around. Next, the main gun.
into the battle wagon.
D6 shots. It's usually a Patronic roll for this one. But
Yes, it could be.
just to try and max out the number of shots here. You've got the Comiskey dice, which is very volatile. It could give you that 6, or it'll be a 1. It'll be one of those two results.
I'm going to use Carry Concord because I'm a Necron player.
Right, yeah, Phil's a Necron fan, so away you go. Let's see if they help you on this occasion. Oh, 5.
Thank you, Carry.
Nice.
Hitting on 2s.
Yeah, this is good.
All hit.
Nice, this is really good. Strength of this thing.
Yeah, it's 9, so I have supercharged. It's 9.
3s.
Oh, okay. Yeah, leave it at that.
3 make it through.
Yeah.
8 minus ridiculous.
-4.
Yeah, then -5. So we'll go for 5+ invulnerable save, Fortress. I should have patronised it. Got 1 block.
3 damage each.
3.
Yeah.
All right, I've got to take it. I've got to preserve 2 CP available for interrupt plays if that can happen. Yeah, no, I'll leave it. I'll take the 6. It's dropped down to 10 wounds left. It's a good display for that Dreadnought. Standing still definitely helped.
Yeah, all those 2s, yeah.
Okay, so fell out of combat across here. There's Terminators fire across the other side.
Attack bike as well.
And the attack bike. Oh, multi-melter attack.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, not out of the woods yet. That battle wagon. So there's going to be 2 shots. No doubt it's going to be
3s, yeah.
Electronic help if you wish. There's loads of Imperial players that will happily help you. There's Longbow BB if you want to commit to...
He's got... Oh, I should have used Longbow for that because that's his actual... But I'll use him now. Because he's actually controlling the Dreadnought.
Yeah.
So I'll use him on here.
And it could be a Longbow ambush we're looking at here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So Longbow BB, double shot, needing 3s.
Both hit.
2 4s. This is really good. And you got yourself in Bane range.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. 4s to wound, huge roll. Oh, both have failed.
Oh, I didn't patronise it. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to use that. Okay. So we've got some shots with...
If that had gone through...
Yeah, what would the damage have been?
Yeah, well, it would have been...
6?
Yeah, it'd been 2d6 plus 4.
Oh, not that many.
Would have been another 8, and I would have stripped it down to 2 wounds left. It would have been deadly enough, but the wounds failed. Okay, Terminators with their firepower. Actually, on the front of your bike, you've got 4 shots with a bit of Dakar available
Bolters,
as well.
Yeah. 4 bolters, yeah. Correct. 3s. 2 hits.
6s to wound.
Ooh.
1 comes through. Bit of AP minus. And it does cause a wound, dropping down to 9. Storm bottle shots from the Terminators. Not all of them can save. 2 of them can, so here come the attacks. 6s to wound with this one.
Nothing.
And then assault count 6 shots. And it's going to be 4s because moved. And then it's going to be 5s to wound. Just pumping out the Dakar into the side of this thing. -2. 5 up. No, another wound taken. Dropping down to 8 on the battle wagon. It's been shot to bits here. Yes. So that marks the end of the shooting phase. Not too bad here from the Dark Angels. Close combat's going to be where where it's going to make a big difference or not. We'll see. I think it's in your favour in this situation. A lot's been stripped away. Bodyguard gone. There is a path opened up to get through to the Ripper. We'll go on to charges next for the Deathwing and Ravenwing. Just checking to see what options are. Phil's got 2 CP. So his options are to do a 9-inch charge and use the CP to reroll it if it fails, or pay 2 CP, that'll cost you 1 CP, or pay 2 CP and use the commanding oratory ability and then put the Litany of Hate on those.
Yeah, so they get a 7-inch charge.
7-inch charge, but it won't be rerollable because Phil doesn't have enough CP, so it's a tricky one. A 7-inch charge, 1 attempt.
I'm going to go 1 attempt, 7-inch charge, yeah.
Oh, boy, he's going to do it.
I don't reckon 9. 9's not the...
Right. These knights into Ripper, they will cause absolute havoc if they make it in. So how are you going to roll this dice? Your dice, Patreon dice, Cypher dice. No, he's not even going to look at the Cypher dice. We're trying to find the most Imperial
Nicholas
player there
Lucas.
is. Yeah, Nicholas Lucas is around here, or Max with Knuckles is Imperial. Nicholas Lucas, yeah, Grey Knight is Admech, not Custodes, yeah, Imperial
Nicholas
player.
Lucas is my first choice.
All right, here we go. 2d6.
I'm doubling it up.
Here it comes. A 7. It's a cock dice. It's got a 4 though. It's off to a good start. And these have a habit of not making it in
Yeah,
at times.
yeah.
They do. Oh, boys, they've not made it in. Oh, how they'd love to make it in here. Perhaps too much respect for the Ripper. It's his reputation has kept them away, but they've not made it in. Crucially, whether Ripper goes into them or not, he is sneaky, and whether he has the brazenness to take those on head on, we'll have to see. There is a charge here that's, I'm not going to say it's guaranteed, but it's much more likely to go ahead. If you want to go super sneaky, you could stretch it or check this range just in case Phil wants to go for this one. But
check the range on that.
if you foul that charge, you don't do any of the charges, so there's a big risk involved.
Going to that, I can consolidate round.
You can make it around here if that's where you're going, but obviously won't be able to attack him. It's an 8-inch charge if Phil really wants to go for it, if he wants to go for the big risk and the big prize. It's like a game show, isn't it?
It is, really, yeah.
Bodyguard stripped down. This is the obvious choice. It's an easy charge.
I'm just going to go into the can thing.
Just going to go into the can.
Yeah.
Destroy
Don't
the
want to
target.
go too far away from the objective.
This is where you roll an 8.
Yeah. The other one was Maxwell Knuckles.
Maxwell Knuckles, he commands James's army group, I think, at the moment. So we're looking for a 2. Oh, good job. You didn't choose Ripper here. Yeah, charge makes it. There's a few bits happening around the other side, but we'll capture this charge across here. It's an 8 required for the Terminators to go in. 8 they've got. In they go into the side of the battle wagon. This is going well here for the Dark Angels. This is good. Phil's making his charges hit mostly, so he's be happy enough. Those Terminators will be dangerous enough against the side of that vehicle. And Chain Fists, hardly ever see them.
They are.
Phil's got a number of them with his Terminator units. Attempted charge across if the Chaplain, no. But 9 inches rolled up here for Azrael, so he's made it in. That's Chris Comiskey there in charge of him, going in against the Death Dread. Just with 5 wings left, should be an easy kill across here. So charge is going ahead, looking healthy enough. Attacking both of the prong attacks here for the Orks.
I need to attempt a 12-inch charge with the Apothecary.
Go ahead.
No, but never mind.
Okay.
Amy Elmo's group's gone in. They could stay there.
Attack bike. Leave him where he is. Yeah, so attack bike can be used to drop explosives next turn. Shot this turn. So we'll go into combat. Orks do have 2 CP, so we could interrupt play somewhere. Not here, because we haven't got combat anyway.
Yeah.
But we could interrupt play in one of these 2 if we want to, whether it's worth it or not. But Phil can pick a combat next. So Terminators to fight here. We'll go the Thunderhammers, the most likely to destroy this thing. 6 attacks in total on the charge.
So is it 4? Because -1 to hit.
Yeah, 4s to hit, but rerollable for the Blessed Blob they were given. This may well do it. Yeah, 5 hits come through. Nice.
AP minus. So strength is 8.
3 to wound. This will do it.
5. 4 of them hit.
Yeah, I was going to patronise it, but I don't think it's going to help here. Ooh, we block 2.
3 damage.
All right, dead. And CPU roll certainly not because of interrupt play and so on. So he's going to go see if we explode. No, all right. Target destroyed. That was swift. Thunderhammer's just smashing this thing to pieces. It's gone. When it gets to swing, it can cause trouble, but not this time around. So well done. Target destroyed. That'll be another victory point as well. Terminators can make a 3-inch consolidation move, +3 as well for the listening that's in play for them. Okay, this is the current situation. Used a 6-inch pilot move, heading across this way. Azrael shifted across as well, just activating him. So not touching the Ripper, but pinning him down in a way that he can't move. So to get out of here, he's got to fight his way out. Ripper being pinned up right against the side of the battlefield. Interesting stuff here from the Dark Angels. They really have secured this area quite well. Heavy hitting stuff for the Orks, now down to the softer units, lower impact units across this. This favours the Dark Angels nicely. We'll go over to the other side of the board and capture the attack against the second pincer manoeuvre from the Orks. Yeah, it's not worth 2 CP. I'm not going to interrupt play, so feels free to make his attacks. There's 1 Thunderhammer, 3 attacks with that one. Needing 4s. This is Amy Elmo's squad here.
Oh, 1.
1 hit comes through. 4s to wound, actually.
Yes,
okay, wound comes through. We'll try and block this one. 5+ invulnerable save. No.
3.
Yeah. Okay, we'll take it. Ouch. Dropping down to 5 wounds left.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's on the brink now. There's chain fists.
I think there's
1.
There should be 3.
2, 3. I see them. Yeah.
Hang on, is it 3? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's on there, yeah. I stuck them on.
No, it's 2.
2, it's 2, yeah.
Yeah, it's
2
2.
lightning claws, 2 chain fist, power sword. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, chain fists are pretty good. 6 attacks. 2 of them. In 4s. Just the 1. 4s to wound. This is a big roll here. There's 5 wounds to try and get through.
Let's get a Patreon. Let's get a Patreon.
Go for it.
Chris Comiskey.
Oh boy, this is risky. Risky with Comiskey here.
Risky with Comiskey. This is Chris's shot. Okay, go.
Dice is fickle. Oh, doesn't wound.
Never mind.
Not this time. Right, so we're down to a power sword and some lightning claws. There's the potential of survival now, this battle wagon. 8 attacks with lightning claws. 3s. 5s to wound, but re-rollable. 1. We're going to survive here. This is an interesting result. Boy, just the 1 makes it through. Blocked on the invuln save. Still sitting on 5 wounds. Sergeant with power sword next.
4 attacks.
A raw unit with no buffs. It just struggles.
Yeah.
Not as effective.
4 attacks then on the charge. 3 normal.
3s.
Hit on 3s. Oh, that's a good. That's a
good roll.
Need that now. Need that for the damage. It's power sword, so it's
5 strength.
25.
+1 attack. +1 wound now. +1 strength, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. It takes you up to 5s. And 2 make it
Got
through.
2. AP -3.
Yeah, so we'll go to the 5+ invulnerable save. When we block 1, we take another wound. Drop it down to 4. Now, I think that's all the attacks done against the battle wagon. It's not that effective now on D3 attacks. Just the 1. It is going to be a 2. And it's missed.
Is that the battle wagon?
That's the battle wagon done. Okay, so miserable result from that.
With its spikes.
Okay, so that's combat's done across the board. There's nothing down here. There's no contact between units. Morale to resolve, yes, we'll get that resolved. And points coming in. So Dark Angels are fewer in number, but victory points are flooding in here. This is a pretty good turn for them. We'll calculate points, resolve morale, and wrap this turn up. So points coming in. 8 points picked up for primaries. Fill and control 2 objectives at the start of the command phase. Raise the banners. 2 points picked up for that, harvesting those. Stubborn Defiance 1. Across here, since that time, the end of Phil's command phase, he's moved off. So he's going to have to lose a turn getting back onto it again if he decides to go in that direction. Phil's saying that the prize across here was worth going across and making the assault. And then bring it down, just the default choice against this orc list, vehicles being destroyed. Point here, 2 points for that one. It's a total of 15 points here for the Dark Angels. It's a good enough result for them. Orcs still languishing on 0. But that'll change. Points will start flowing in. Orcs have got their own enemy pincer attack to deal with here. Phil's gone for a counter pincer here. 2 blunting assault seal terminators. That's the focus there. And the focus over there. We'll see if the Orcs can deal with that. If we break these 2 terminator units, the game will swing in their favour, I think. But having said that, there's still these as well to deal with. So some tough units for sure. Some tough nuts to crack for the Orcs. And they've lost some of their high punching units here. We'll go on to turn 2 for them next. Alright, so Orc turn 2. This happens time and again with the Orcs. They crack out their transports and they flood the table with green here. So disembarking for the transport vehicle here. We have declared a WAG, so these didn't need to advance though, nicely in range. Weird Boys moved up. Rippers sat there stuck. Bikers have pushed up to Dakar and support. Storm Boys have moved up to here. Too far away, we've just left them where they are. Or too far away to get involved in the fight, so we've put them there to jump perhaps next time. Doing a swap here with the truck, so dropping off their transports, the occupants, and then backing off onto this objective across here. And this empty transport over onto snatch this objective, and then around the other side of the board, Orcs with more heavy hitting stuff. So artillery is pushed up. They'll certainly be useful enough if they can find their mark to provide some artillery support. Before we pull back out of combat, disembarked and advanced with the Meganobs, swung around to there. Grog's disembarked and made it right to here. The boys squad following along, advancing with him. He's advanced also. The boys squad that was inside here is disembarked and advanced, heading off towards the Dreadnought. And a bold move from the copters. Jumping down here, the idea is to shoot and then maybe charge either across this direction or against the lone biker across here. But Orcs have got answers across this side for sure. I think this is a stronger flank for them. This pincer being led by Grog. The softer stuff across the other side, more of a struggle for them against those Terminators. We'll see what happens. We're going to Psychic phase next for the Orcs. I'm going to try and bless the Ripper again to soup him up as much as possible. It goes off on a 7. So an 8 to block this, which you do. Oh, well
That's
done.
from the Watcher in the Dark in this Terminator squad.
Fine. And then we'll go, because of the number of models here, I think there's 10, 11. It was a bit tight actually. I'm going to check number of models to see if we can manifest a second power. Yep, more than 20. Warpath. On Ripper. It goes off a 7. So another 8 to block. Ezekiel is in range to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. It is an 8.
Is an 8. And I said 8 to block. I did, yeah. Oh, I blocked both. Oh, useful psychers. Okay, that would have been +1 attack. The other power would have been +2 strength, +2 attacks. So all of that's been denied. Weird Boy shut down here. The vastly superior intellect of the Dark Angels conquering his simple mind. Okay, so we'll go on to shooting phase next.
You're not doing anything.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the Weird Boy, but you know he was in the bottom set at school for maths, and and they said, "What do you want to do for a job?" And he said, "I'll just be a psycho." So, and that's all he does. Just tries to do psychic powers. He's all right when he's on his own, but when there's other psychos on the board, he messes up. He gets nervous around other superior psychos, but. Maybe one day he'll do okay, but he's busted both of his psychic powers. Shooting phase, though, for the Orcs may well be a bit better, and then it's going to be melees. That's where their mark can be made. But we're going to shooting phase next. The copters, yeah. So I'm going to offload all the rockets into the Dreadnought. I'm going to try and hammer it with rockets. We lost the copter, so it's going to be 8d3. This is the number of shots. This looks good. 9, 10, 14, 16 shots. 16 shots. Now we can just hit our mark. Oh, we'll bless this. I wonder if there's any other Orc players. Yes, there is. No, there is. It's Darren Gardner. Darren Gardner shots. Looking for 5s. Nice. It's okay. It's about average. 3s to wound. Strength 8. Just the 2. That's not a good result at all. Just the 2. Command reroll. Oh. No. 2 make it through. Even -2 becomes -1. So 2 saves of 4+. So it's going to be damage 2. It's damage 2 it's going to be.
1 save.
1 makes it through. Phil could command reroll. I think he'll just absorb the damage. Dropping down to 7. Dreadnought's very much alive here. Okay, so pressed on with shooting. It caused 1 extra wound here. That's all the Dakar from those, firing through, bit of Dakar from that. It's just the 1 wound cause. I knew this was going to be a problem. And then the boys squad across here. Do you know what? I'm going to put those 2 wounds back on because we advanced. We did rolled up for attacks, but we advanced, so no shooting allowed from them. So all that's left here for the Orcs is the guns. And they're going to go into the Terminators to soften those up. I could have done with those guns across here, but they are across the other side. So we'll go Carl Roden. He's a Tyranid player for the first gun. We'll go for the single gun first of all. Number of shots? Ooh, it's 5. 4s. I'll take a mortal wound. That's the one closest to me. Drops down to a 4. 2 wounds come through. Ay, no.
Only winning on 4s.
Only winning on 4s. So 1 wound comes through.
3.
Not saved. So -3. So D6 damage. It's Carl Roden. Just killed a Terminator. So 1 slain. So we've got Drew Gums here, firepower. We'll dedicate his firepower to the 2 battery set of guns. So number of shots in the first gun. That's the 1. Looking for a 4. And a mortal wound.
Guns.
On here. He's a Cadian player, so he hates the Orks, no doubt. And then we'll go for number of attacks on the next gun. 3. Looking for 4s. 2 come through. 4s to wound. 1 makes it through. And save that 1. Okay, so everyone's save holds. Just the 1 Terminator slain, so they've weathered that very well indeed. Alright, that's shooting done. I just take shooting as a bonus from the Orks, don't rely on it too much. So now go on to combats. This is it for the Orks to try and deal with these 2 Dark Angel pincers. Alright, so there is some pressure on the Orks, especially across here. We've got to do well in this combat because they will pile in next time. Ripper's declared against both and gone in against Azrael. So we've got a showdown there. Bear in mind the Mindworms, so you're going to have to fight last. Boys have gone in, they've pushed, sneaked through here, trying to get as many models in play as possible because Phil's played Line Unbreakable. So only engagement range models get to fight, not the whole lot stacked behind. So that's very useful. It means these bikers are out of it. 4 bikers have gone in, they've charged across there. Then around the other side of the board, they've got a combat across here, charge going in. The copters have gone in, and then it's just conscious that the copters may struggle against the lone biker. Meganobs have gone in against both targets, the biker here, and the Terminators, who are fighting with Orks in front and behind now. Boy Squad going in, and then Grog de Whopper straddling between the 2. Perhaps chop this up to bits and then join in the main combat. But we're surrounding Terminators here. This is the fight to the death here, so one side's going to prevail or the other, but locking the Terminators in, and similar across the other side as well. But a real torrent of melee, whirlwind and gore about to take place here. See if the Orks can literally just hack their way past the superior armour of the Space Marines. We're going to combat resolution next. In fact, before we do, we'll just catch this moment here. I think this is I'll class this as epic. There's Grog de Whopper, head and shoulders above everybody, with the big axe ready to go. So that's that combat across there. I'll show you the other combat across the other side of the table. So Ripper versus Azrael here, and then the Terminators battling away against the Orks. We'll capture this now whilst there's models on the board, before the grisly melee begins to take place. Orks, sluggers and choppers. You can see them in action there, bikers closing in. Zog getting himself into the thick of the action. So no particular order here, there's no interrupts possible, just fight with all the charges. Ripper has to fight last. So we'll go with the bikers first. This is regular choppers. 2 attack space, +1 for taking the chopper, and then Warg. So looking for 2s. Bikers are a core choice, and they're just near the war boss. They're working in combination together. We'll add those 2 back in for Goths. Bonus hits coming through for the 6s. I think we're 3s to win, but it's going to be 4s to win though because of the Terminator's ability. These are AP -1, which will be ignored for Armour of Contempt. And it's going to be 7 saves of 2+. A lot of 2+ saves coming up here. It's all about the 1s. Any skulls, there's trouble.
2 skulls.
There's 2 skulls, alright. So it's going to slay this Terminator here.
Wounded, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so he's gone. There's 1. And then 1 wound on another.
Yeah.
This guy, regular guy?
Regular.
Okay. Next is Zog. Sergeant Zog, 3rd in command. Looking for 3s because of the Ripper's help. So 3 hits +1 for Goths. This is a power claw. 2s to wound becomes 4s to wound. And 2 make it through. Now these are AP -3, so -2. So if you got Storm Shields, yeah, so you got...
I'll take it on the Storm Shields.
Take it on Storm Shields. That banner moved. Is that magnetic?
Magnetic, yeah.
Oh, it's okay.
Don't worry.
Right, Storm Shield saves then. 4 ups. 1 makes it through.
Only CP, so.
Yeah, no, it's just correction here. This was the guy that took the wounds. It's AP -2 come through anyway, so Armour of Contempt kicking in, so it's a 4+ anyway, so that's all fine. So another model slain. So that's 2 gone. I guess we've finished with them. We can make a consolidation move, and a gap has opened up. So that's Mephisto's squad there, fighting well. We'll go on to boys next with their attacks. So pile move made. They're all going to get to fight except 1. So this is regular boys attacks. So we're looking for 2s again because of the war boss. Take away the 1s. Just the volume. This is all we're going to rely upon here is volume. So 3 bonus hits come in for Govs, not too many. It would be 3s to wound because we go all the way up to strength 6, but it's going to be 4s. The idea is just to force so many saves that the 1s start trickling in. So we've got 4, 6, 8, 10. That's a 1. 11. 11 saves of 2+. I can see 4 skulls. Whoa. Okay, so another casualty causing a wound on another. Sergeant being removed from Platch. Need to add a wound in as well. Who do you want to wound?
Assault cannon.
Assault cannon guy. Right, so I'll drop that on him. So there's 3 models left in that squad. They can bite back here, but Orks have done okay. They've stripped that squad down. They're going to leave this attack now because Gut Ripper's out of it. We're going to switch to the other side of the board. Right, quite straightforward. The Whopper's going to try and hack down the bike. 2s. 1's missed. We'll add that back in though for Goffs. Going to go for 2s to wound. This thing's not affected by your 4+, is it?
You've got 5+.
Oh, sorry. I mean your force to wound thing. No, it's only Terminators.
Only Terminators, but he's a 5+ invul.
5+ vulnerable save.
Because of Raven.
And it's going to be toughness 5. I'll check to see if we've reached strength 10. War boss in Mega Armor is strength 6. Yeah, the huge chopper is strength is +3. So it takes us to strength 9. Goff's on the charge. Warg on the charge. So strength 11. 2s to wound. All of them. Grog to Whoppers is Ed Pharaoh in command. So Phil's got saves here. 6 saves. Grog's done well. Of -2 in total. So 6 saves of 5+.
6.
Yeah, I think this attack bike's going to meet its end here. No. Target destroyed. Alright, so that's gone. So Grog will tap in. Imagine just swinging the axe right the way around, taking out the attack bike, and then going into the Terminators. That's his job done. We'll make attacks next with either the bikers or the boys. Oh, sorry, the Mega Knobs or the boys. Right, Assault's across here. I'm going to go with the Copters next, actually, into that lone biker, see if we can deal with him. So we've got all of these. Just checking the rules. It says Orks units get +1 attack for Warg. So they're going to get it. So
Yeah, all models, it said.
yeah. So three attacks tripled. There's a heap of attacks. We're looking for... They can't be blessed, those. Looking for 3s. So 1s and 2s are going to drop out here. But again, the volume of attacks may well be able to do it. There's 3, 4, 5, 6 6s. Add those back in. And a biker's just going to be strength. Actually, I'll tell you what I think was strength 6. Because we're strength 4, Goff's on the charge, Warg on the charge. Yeah, so 3s to win this time against the biker. So -1, but this is going to be ignored for Armour of Contempt. But the volume here, 9, 10, 12, 15, 18, 21, 23 saves.
He's got a 4-up invul.
No, there's no minus going on here because I'm a Contempt. So it's 23 saves of 3+.
Okay.
So there's you do 10 at a time. Yeah, you can do, there's some kind of chance he might survive. 1s and 2s will be trouble, and he's going to go.
Yeah, 4 wins.
That's it. Got him. All right. So biker destroyed.
I think
That's Phoenix Lord gone. That's Andreas.
first Phoenix Lord, yeah. The others are all still out.
Andreas Stewart moved from play. And there's another one over there actually that's lost. Somebody off the board. Lucas Brown.
Lucas Brown.
Yeah, Lucas Brown's squad's been
One of
removed
yours?
as well. Yeah, no, it's a Death Dread slain. So a couple of Phoenix Swords gone. They're in the thick of the action, as per usual, all across here. Daniel Cunningham, Amy Almo's field squad here. Ed Farrow's the one that's just hacked down the biker. Right, so their job done, leave them where they are. That can mean that I can shift my attention onto these Terminators, so we'll make our pilot move with the full squad of Megadobs. Yes, we'll do them next, I reckon. So here's all the attacks. 3 attacks base. It's the whole squad, +1 attack for the Warg, +1 to the hit rolls, which cancel out the -1 for Grog the Whopper. Again, working in tandem here, the pincer with the Warboss in the lead. Looking for 3s. 6s are great. This looks okay. And this can cause trouble for the Terminators. And we've got 4 bonus hits as well, can be added in. So 2 to wound is going to be 4 to wound. So it's going to negate a heap of dice. Look at that. The wounds are still coming through. -3 on these. Sorry, I'm trying to count out. It looks like 10. Yeah, it's 10. 10 saves -3. There are storm shields in there, but it's going to, whatever you roll up on, it's going to be 4+. We take it into account.
10.
Armor of Contempt. Yeah, 10 saves of 4+.
Oh, let's use someone.
Right, Dylan Moore here for this roll. It's a big one.
Oof. Oh no!
Oh, no, it's not looking good at all.
Oh, it's awful. Oh, it's absolutely terrible. 2 saves. They've got to be gone, haven't they? How many
damage. No damage. Damage of 2. So you're going to lose 4.
4.
Yeah, 4 of them slain. That's a nasty blow here. Meganobs got their strike in first and caused big trouble. Right, so that's the situation. Now the boys squad piles in. The Orcs are sort of ganging up and hacking these down. So we'll do their attacks next. We'll go for the knob first of all. 3 attacks +1. 2s this time. It's got a big chopper. Forced to wound. Oof. -1 ignored. So 2 up saves. Passed. Okay.
2.
2 models left. Phil might go after Grog here. We'll see. We'll just try and get our hits first all with these. So we're looking for 2s with regular choppers. Just taking away the 1s. We'll add in 1, 2. We'll wind on 4s. Don't worry, Phil. This is the last of your armor saves.
Oh dear.
Alright, so we'll give a total for the number of wounds coming through. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. 14 saves, 15 saves.
15.
15 saves of 2+.
Yep. 3 ones. There's 1 over there.
Yeah, it's going to kill 1 more. It's going to be a lone Thunderhammer dude. I think it's going to remain.
Yeah.
Dorks. It's the volume coming through.
Ooh.
But tough enough from the Dark Angels, but they've been struck here by Warboss, full squad of Meganobs, full squad of boys, and it's that volume coming through that has made the difference for the Orcs. So success enough on this flank for sure. Not too bad across the other side. So Phil can now fight back with all of his units pretty much, and then after that, if Gut Ripper survives, he can fight. 3 attacks into Grog. Matter of pride now.
He was charged? We were charged?
Yeah.
Do we get?
You do get the +1, yeah.
So that's 3. 4?
3.
3s. 4s.
In on 4s, here come the attacks.
2.
2, okay. You would be 3s to wound. It then drops to 4s to wound because of Arda's nails.
Got 1.
1 comes through, 1 blocked by that Warlord trait. Okay, so now try and block this on. You AP -3. Or in fact, you could be -2, I think.
-2.
-2, right. So 2 up save becomes a 3 up, a 4 up, and then I get +1 to my armor save, so I'm on a 3 up save. And we block it because of the crushing armor relic. So 0 damage against Grog the Whopper, and a Whopper he is. Alright, here we go. Sword of Secrets from Azrael against the Ripper.
Hitting on 2s.
Phil says this is tough enough. 6 attacks in total being charged. None 2s. 1's missed.
It's a strength.
+2.
6.
Strength 6. We're toughness 6. 4's to win.
6s are mortal wounds.
This is Tyler Summers, by the way. It's been dedicated to him. Patreon. One.
One
Oh, no. Okay, and then we've got an invuln save, which I will grab. And I'll use...
4 AP.
Yeah, we'll go for invuln save here of 5+. So, artist formerly known as Vij, Thousand Suns player, also Orks. See if you can come to the aid of Ripper this time of need. No. I'm not saying I'm not going to can't reroll that, so we'll take the damage. Damage 2.
2.
So, yeah, we'll take that. Okay, Ripper's half slain. Anything else?
But these guys here...
Right, nothing else from him.
No. Yeah, that's
right.
one weapon, yeah.
Ripper lives, for now.
Yeah.
Terminator's next, 3 of them left. Phil's going to go against Mephisto's biker squad across here.
Yeah, I think.
Right, Nathan Paxton here, dedicated to these.
So it's 3...
6 attacks with thunder hammers.
Yeah, hitting on 4s.
Everything's going to the bikers for damage output here.
He must give them rerolls.
Yes, they've been blessed, haven't they? Reroll hit rolls. So 4s to hit rerollable. Okay, on average, and the reroll can kick in. There's a 3 there, yep. 4 make it through.
4.
3s to wound. 2 make it through. I'm going to try and block these. Yes, there is a dice reserved for saves. The unstoppable dice. 5+ invulnerable saves because of the warg. We do block 1. Just going to smash a biker. We'll take this one here. Okay, so 1 casualty cause, 1 blocked. And then we've got a power fist. 3 attacks being charged. 4s. Rerollable. Good. 3s to wound.
2.
To make it through. We'll stick with unstoppable here. No. Oh, but damage 2, isn't it? So it's going to slay 1 whole biker. Okay, so that's the situation. Biker's taking some damage, but not too bad. I think we managed to strip the number of models down. It did help. I'm going to fight with the Ripper then. So 5 attacks base with him. The warg is in effect. We're going to Azrael. Here we go. Chance for the Ripper to claim another Space Marine character. Continues. The legend continues. Looking for 2s. All of them. Didn't pop any extras though. 2s to wound. 1's failed. Or does he get this ability?
No, I don't
We'll
think
check here. We'll check.
Fallen vehicle chapter master.
Yeah, gets it.
No, it's infantry keyword, which he's got.
It's fine, yeah. So that one's failed. So 4 have made it through in this case.
And he has a 4+ involved.
Okay, big enough roll. Commit it to somebody if you wish. There's a couple
Who's
of
left. Travis and Jen.
Yes, well remembered. Travis and Jen.
Necron specialist, but yeah, Travis and Jen.
4 saves, 2 each.
Give me that.
You can split them evenly
Give me 4
here.
of these.
Oh, 4 of them.
4 colour ones.
Oh, he wants to change his
Yeah.
golden dice here. Jen first of 2. 4 ups. Blocked 1.
Blocked 1.
And Travis.
Blocked
Blocked 1 each. All right, 6 damage.
6 wounds.
Come on, reroll. I think you got 1.
I've got 1, yeah. Okay.
I still now doubt if you just bear in mind, failed with 2, you've blocked 2.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have 4 attacks come through. It'll be 5 if you block this one. So whether you want to spend the CP or not, if you think Azrael is sufficiently doomed, or just take the absolute risk.
Because then next turn I'd have 2 command points.
Yes.
I think I'd rather have 2 command points than him, to be honest.
Just don't let Azrael hear that. Okay, Azrael's gone.
So
what does the little dude do?
He's Watcher in the Dark. He helps. He gives you the
Psychic
reroll psychics. Psychic. Psychic thing. He's holding the his helmet.
Yeah,
he should be wearing.
He's probably been eaten by a squig currently. So Ripper's squig across here. Hooligan, I think he's called, devouring the little angel carrying thing. So that's the end of him. Azrael's gone. And that's the end of Phoenix Lord as well. Chris Comiskey removed from play. Meeting his match here. JP sneaking in with the Ripper. But look at this. You can't go on forever. Ripper's days perhaps are numbered with the knights here coming in. Okay, combat's resolved across the board with morale to resolve. But mostly it's gone the Orks' way. They've done well. Right, okay. Combat's resolved. Forgot about this one. Across here. We caused 3 wounds coming through, dropping down to 3. And then in return, Phil killed 3 of the boys. Morale's been resolved across the board. Everything's fine for both sides. So points coming in. 12 points for primaries for the Orks. Assassination, Azrael was the warlord, so 4 points picked up for that. Then behind enemy lines with 2 units across here, so 4 points picked up for that. as well with the Orks. So a hefty amount of points coming through. 20 points to 15 at this stage. Orks do take the lead. Damage-wise, they are certainly ahead quite significantly now. Both Terminator squads in trouble as Railgun. So Orks certainly making an impact at this point in the game. Perhaps to the point where the Dark Angels may not be able to recover from this one. The Orks sledgehammer strikes again. So we're going to turn 3 now for the Dark Angels. This is the kind of time, we've seen this a number of games against the Orks. The Orks make their impact, and this is kind of the turn where players get a chance to try and react and counter the Orks as much as possible, sort of a window of opportunity here. We'll see what kind of forces can be mustered. These are most potent indeed. They could quite comfortably sweep through here, but we'll see how effective they are. We'll go on to turn 3 for the Dark Angels next. Right, so turn 3 for the Dark Angels. So Deathwing Knights moving in. Looks like they're going to go after Ripper here. Sometimes we play challenge games, and that's all that people want to do is just take on Gut Ripper for some reason. Chaplain moves forwards. Ezekiel's moved forward, and the Talon Master as well. Remaining in close combat with the Dreadnought across this side. Terminator, so a desperate move here, stretching right across with him, yeah, and then restoring a model back to play. So it's now 2 Terminators in that squad as they fight on to try and hold back the green tide. That's it. So that's all the units that remain. We'll go on to Psychic phase next. Here we go. Mindworm on Ripper. Cause another headache for him. 10. I'll try and block it. No, we'll leave it. Okay.
On the Deathwing Knights.
Righteous Repugnance.
Which is reroll wounds and reroll hits. Bulk charge is 7, so it's on the 6.
That'll do.
12 to perils.
Oh, okay. Psychic Hood, does that help?
Doesn't stop perils, it helps him.
Right. What can you do? Take D3.
Yeah, might as well, doesn't matter, does it?
There it comes. 2 mortal wounds taken. Okay, that's Psychic phase done. We'll go on to shooting, yeah. Shooting phase is finished. Firepower from here. I took out 2 boys, and that's it. Because he doesn't have an angle up here, and he can't see anything here. These are all locked in combat. He's shielded by him. He's shielded by them. So this is all shut down as far as firepower is concerned. Chaplain was able to fire some shots down here. Some wounds were caused. We passed all of those with the truck. All right, so charges next. Right, charges taking place. This is the current situation. Everything is gone in apart from the land speeder. So even Ezekiel getting involved in the fight. So I can interrupt play. So some care is required. So you can't fight at leisure here. There could be an interrupt. Okay. So
although you say he can still fight before he dies.
He might be able to, yeah, there's a stratagem, but Terminators 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are going to go into Ripper. So really wants to try and bring him down, and then the sergeant with the flower is going to go into the boys. So Phil's going to fight with these first. He's just calculating his dice.
The four of them going in, yeah?
Yeah, so this is one we're talking about. Orks has never beaten, or character model has not been selected to fight yet. It's destroyed, you get to attack. So yes, Ripper will fight if he is slain. So 12 attacks here.
Hit on 2s, rerolling.
Oh, these aren't Thunderhammers, are they? These are the maces. Wow.
Rerolling on, hit on 2s, rerolling because of the psychic ability.
Go ahead. So
All
2s, they all hit.
These are strength.
I know your strength 6 at least. Could be more.
Mace of Absolution, strength times 2, strength 8.
Well, it is times 2.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Strength 8.
3's to wound. So what do you do? You're rerolling your ones?
Rerolling everything because of the psychic power.
Ripper's in a heap of trouble here.
Well, I mean they core as well, so the Talon Master gives them reroll ones anyway.
All of them except 1. I think that's going to be only on 3's to win. Sorry. Yeah. So you're looking at a total of
AP
10.
minus 2.
Yeah. All right, 10 saves on the last patron here. Andreas Stuhr is an Orks player. Ridiculous, an utterly ridiculous roll would be needed. But we'll roll it anyway. Quite heroic, really. Past 4. What damage is it?
3 each.
It is 3 each.
Yeah.
Okay. 18 wounds on Ripper is going to go. Now, we've talked about what Ripper dives behind stuff. You've backed me into a court, into the side of the table. Where am I going to go? So I could have to fall backwards into the ranks of his own men and be carried away here. But Gut Ripper's out of it. But before he goes, he'll fight. We'll pay 2 CP. This is the final.
Well, I better finish off my attacks from those guys onto there because in
the
same unit.
Go ahead. No, you must.
If you wiped out the unit, yeah.
Yeah. Nightmaster here. We'll do his attacks into the infantry.
Rerolling. So they're all hit. This is the Flail of Unforgiven. Strength +2, strength 6. And the damage rolls over. Rerolling. What strength are they?
Toughness 5.
What strength?
6 at least. Give me 3. So yeah, reroll those 2, yeah. All of
them
making through.
These are damage 2, AP -3.
Take 6 up in one saves to the Warg. None. And what damage is it?
Damage 2 and it carries over.
So you're looking at a total of 8.
Damage, yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ouch. Could have done with passing a couple of in-one saves there. So that's butchered that squad. There's 2 of them left, kept the knob alive, but they've been hammered there by the mace. Good work.
They are.
So this combat, they are deadly. And it's as we predict, I think it's tipped this combat right over. We know Ripper's gone. We'll fight with him. I might be able to shrink these down a little bit. 5 attacks +1. 6 is Ripper useful. So we'll go Andreas Stewart. It wasn't fair I used his dice for that silly saves. We'll commit it to him now. So we'll go for 2s. Ooh, triple 1. We'll put that to the side though. We'll take those as hits and add a bonus 1 in. We'll now try and win on 4s because of your ability. We'll put those 2 to the side. And there's 2 invulnerable saves of 4+ to make.
1.
Okay, so that's passed. That goes into the pile. It's kind of weird the way this works. Damage 3?
Yeah, they're 3 wounds each.
Right, so take this one. Is that one right? It's a chef squad fighting away here.
Oh yeah, it was chef. Thank you, chef.
So I'm now going to make, with my warlord trait, 6 attacks back. Get some 6s now would be amazing. Yes, look at that. That's insane. Forced to win. Whoa. No pressure. 6 saves of 4+. The cipher dice.
Yeah.
Do you want to use it? Because you'll find out now whether he's friend or foe on this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cipher's going to help over here. We can't help them because they really are.
This is Phil's dice rolling here.
Yep.
Oh, it's bang on. 2. Oh, just the 2. Well done. Well
2
done.
more.
But 2 more gone. Taken from here. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's them taken down. That's not a bad parting gesture, though, from Ripper. Not too bad from him at all. So he will dive back into the arms of a knob here. Okay, so that's him gone. It's JP, but a good innings from Ripper. High impact from him in this game. And he loves it in the thick of the fight, so nice. Okay, so...
What's left over there?
You've now got the chaplain.
Chaplain and the librarian and those guys.
Squads, yeah. So you're doing okay enough. Doing okay here. So doing okay. Ezekiel first or chaplain? Really
Chaplain, I think.
Chaplain first. Okay.
Hitting on 3s. No, 2s. Who's he attacking? The bikes.
Bikers, yeah.
Hitting on 2s. Is he core? No. So 4 hits.
Toughness 5.
Corrosive Arcanium. Strength 4, 5, 6. He's strength 6, so
used to win.
He rolls ones.
Yeah, just checking there, just the one comes through. I'll take a 6 up invulnerable save, which we fail. Damage of
2.
Damage of 2, right? Not slain. Tuck that onto that bottle there. Now it's Ezekiel with his attacks.
He's hitting you with Traitor's Bane. Yeah, Traitor's Bane.
Mm-hmm.
He hits on 2s. He's got 4 attacks. That's a 1.
Okay.
The Traitor's Bane is strength +2, so strength 6.
So he's doing it again.
Again, so very good. AP -3 this time.
Got him. So slain the biker. Absorbing damage well enough. We'll pick this combat across here. So we'll go for... to put all our attacks into Ezekiel.
Yeah.
And apart from Zog, who will go into the Terminators.
Right.
So 3 attacks plus 1.
Oh.
4s would be good.
Okay. Cool.
We do get 3. 4s to wound. To make it through. Okay, so 2 saves here of...
Well, he's got a 4 up involved or a 2+ save.
You have to go on him, actually.
It's Terminated, sorry.
So, yeah, -3, -2. So it's 4 ups either way. Whatever you roll, it's 4 ups. Blocked 1. That's enough to cause 2 damage and slay him. That's really why we wanted to play that one, is to bring that Terminator down. Just at least 1. We'll put our attacks next into Ezekiel. So 2, 1, Wag. 8 attacks. 3s for hits. 2 bonus hits coming through. 4s, is he in a circle?
He's in a circle and he has a 4 up involved.
Okay, well you can take your normal 3 up.
And he's infantry, so yeah.
3 up save on 6 dice. We might get him. 1, 2. 2 wounds caused. He's already taken 2. How many wounds does Ezekiel have? Ah, he's got 5. Ooh, almost took him down. Okay, so that's that done. That's right, there's an extra attack should have come through on him. Ezekiel granted an extra attack, which did wound. We rolled a 6 for an invuln save on the boys, though. She could have wiped them out. So that's that resolved. Phil's going to pick a combat. I would imagine, well, no, they've done their attacks. So you could go here to try and kill the boys, or across the other side to try and take on Grog the Whopper. Phil's going to fight here. The last 2 Terminators, again, are going to try and take on Grog. So it's going to be 2 attacks now with the Terminator. With the Thunderhammer. Yep, hitting on 4s. No. Oh, Chain Fist.
Hitting on 4s as well, I think.
No. Oh, Snake Eyes, no. Oh.
Well, he's just going back to life, so he's a bit tired.
I'd say he's a bit tired.
He's a bit sleepy.
All right. Okay, so that's them done. We'll press on Orks to pick a combat. I think we'll go with the boys across the other side of the board. So this combat across here, we'll go into the Terminators. 4 attacks, this is with the knob. Looking for big chopper, they'll hit. 4s to wind. Okay, 2 come through, -1 ignored, so 2 ups. Passed. And then the boy. 666.
Ooh.
No war boss nearby though. But he's got himself 6 hits. And he's caused a wound.
2.
Just passed on a 2, no problem. So back around to this side, we'll swing with Grog the Whopper. So we're looking for 2s on this war boss. Bonus hit. We're looking for 4s to wound. Whoa, struggling. 2, yeah. 2 4+.
Oh!
No! Damage 2 though. So 1 Terminator slain. It's the guy that just got back up.
Yeah.
So he's going to go. Alright. Yeah, just rolled up, feel no pain, but it's 4 damage and didn't block any. That's coming from him. We'll go with the knob next. All hits, yep. 4s to wound. Yeah, 2 saves. These are damage 2 each time. No minuses. Passed, and it's down to regular boys.
It's so hard.
2s. Here, again, because the war boss is really helping to amplify them. Just taking away the 1s. Got some bonuses to add in. 3, 4, 5, 6 more dice to add. So I'll take 3 and then put 3 more in from here. So looking for 4s to wound. It's regular boys are causing more trouble, but just the volume, again, of hits come through. So you're going to get 2 up save, but it's going to be on 5, 8, 10, 13, 16, 18 saves of 2+. 18 saves of 2+. Skulls are bad. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4 skulls. Okay. Terminator squad finally overwhelmed here just by the sheer number of attacks coming through from the Orks. Right, Phoenix sword removed from play. Emi Elmo gone. That squad's destroyed. Just the apothecary here. This flank's now collapsed here for the Dark Angels. Combat's pretty much done here. There's this to resolve as well. Alright, so combat's resolved across here. We took 3 more casualties from the Dreadnought fighting. It hasn't moved all game actually. It's sat there defiantly on that corner. We caused 1 wound in return. They resolved across this, all the boys wiped out by these, then spun around to continue fighting against the bikers. So one mostly collapsed here for the Orks. They've got some units that can come up in reserve, and then across here it's a different story. Orks completely breaking in on that flank. Really just Apothecary left and Dreadnought on 2 wounds. End of turn here for the Deathwing and Ravenwing. We'll calculate points for them next. So some points coming through with the Dark Angels. Another 4 points for primaries, holding on to one of the objectives. And then Stubborn Defiance, no. 1 more point for Banner. Here, that one fell. And that's it. So 20 points to 20. So the score's levelled up here, but Orks do have a turn in hand. I think we'll roll on to Orc turn 3, middle stage of the game. This is where the Orks rally and then go for a second wave attack here. We'll see what they can do. Their turn 3 coming up next. Alright, so we're on turn 3 for the Orks. Moving across the Deathcopters, tactically they've been useful in this game, getting them over into Field's deployment zone to pick up points for behind enemy lines. The Lone Knob's backed out of combat, he can pick up points for that as well. Mega Knob's moving across, but it's slow going from them. They may be able to make a stretchy charge into the Dreadnought. The boys have been picked up, Grog's been picked up, and they've gone inside the Batwagon, and it's made an advanced move, shifting across in this direction. Maintain position on the objective, backing off onto the objective, pulling out of combat, 14, backing up. Stormboy's going in. We're going to try and root out this Psyche here, this character, try and pick off the 1 wound on him. And the guns shifting to their right to try and pick off the lone Apothecary. That's movement done. Psychic phase next. Yeah, Superior once again. I rolled a 9. Thought I was good for Warpath onto those. Phil rolled a 9 plus 1, 10. Blocked once again. It's fine. It does go off.
Yes.
Yeah, Psychic Hood out of range, so that does go off. I rolled a 9, Phil rolled a 9, so needed to beat it. Okay, so plus 1 attack on the Storm Boys. So I've got a mini wave coming in with them. We're going to shooting phase next. Okay, shooting phase for the Orks. Pretty good. Dreadnought gone. That was rocket fire from the Copters. We then put a wound on here from pistols coming across. And something else happened. Yeah, the guns. 2 of them could see the Apothecary and he was blown apart by their firepower, so they picked him off, removing him from play. So that's shooting phase finished. Now really the only resistance for the Dark Angels is in this cluster across here. We're going to charges next. Right, so got ourselves combat across here. Stormboys have gone in. They targeted the Talon Master and Ezekiel. Main intent is to bring him down. I guess Talon Master's a character as well. Ezekiel teeters on 1 wound left. Yeah. Immediate reaction here from the Chaplain, who's gone in heroically intervening. So this is Ray Cross's jump pack squad here. Right, so combat across here. We'll do the knob first of all. He's going to do his attacks into there. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into Ezekiel and the rest into the Talon Master. So 3 attacks base, Wag, and then the Warpath. This is going into the Talon Master first of all. So needing 3, sorry. Strength 5, strength 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. It's going to be wounding on 3s. Just the 1 comes through. -1, ignored, so 3 up. Okay. Next is the attacks into Ezekiel. 5 boys. Base of 2 attacks, +1 for Wag, +1 for Warpath, +1 for big choppers. So 5 attacks each. In on 3s. I mean, all these attacks from 5 models. Like so, and then I'm going to add in 4 bonuses. And we're looking for force to wound, because it still has this ability. 5, 6, 8, 11. 11 saves a 3+. Rapey -1, that's ignored for Armor of Contempt. Surely this is the end of Ezekiel. He's gone. Alright, so character slain, just hunting down our assassinations here. So Ezekiel gone. And then the last of the attacks into the Talon Master, so that's going to be 4. 4, that's the base attacks. Wag, choppers, Warpath. Talon Master starts an 8, by the way. Nice lot of wounds. So again, we're looking for 3s. It's not bad. There's a glimmer of a chance we could cause trouble. That's the bonus hits. And then we are on strength 6. Toughness on this thing. So 4s to wound now. It's a poor roll. Bit of a recovery. -1, which will be ignored. So 3 up saves on 7. Telemaster should be fine.
No, 4 missed.
4 have come through. Okay, dropping down to 2 wounds left. So Phil can fight back. Chaplain has gone in, so he's got attacks available. 5 attacks with the Chaplain.
On 2s.
Yep. 2s hits, not bad. And then you're going to be 3s to wound.
Not core. 3.
3 make it 3. We'll take 6 up in vulnerable saves. 3 pass 1s. 2 Storm Boys slain. This is the price we're going to pay here for this. Banner's gone, by the way. Being grabbed by them. Okay, and then Telemaster fighting back.
4 attacks. It's got a power sword.
You were charged as well.
Oh no, so it's 3.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
4 attacks. 2 plus.
2s is with a power sword.
Still miss. Too many skulls rolled this game.
4s. +1 strength.
Yep. Another one.
Nothing. Okay. So that's combat's resolved across here. But we've claimed our character. That was the main name for the Storm Boys, and just another unit to try and disrupt. Also disrupting the flag, contesting the objective as well, shutting that down. So a tactical move there from the Storm Boys, and they've done well enough. So we're happy enough to call it at this stage. Just with this is what's left. As tough as they are, the Orks dominate the board and the objectives here. And the final objective that was being held has been shut down temporarily, perhaps by the Orks. But there's enough disruption here to put the game beyond the reach of the Deathwing and the Raven Wing here. But it was a good combination with the pronged assault from the Orks and then the pronged response by the Dark Angels. Good to see that going on the battlefield here. A noble fight from them, put up stiff resistance for sure, but it was just the volume of attacks coming through from the Orks proved to be unstoppable in the end. It was an avalanche coming through. A single snowflake does no damage, but an avalanche of snow that creates an impact. I think that's the philosophy here behind this Ork force. So I'll give you a final score. There's a couple of turns remaining. Orks reckon we'll go on to max out on primaries. Assassinations, 7 points picked up in total. A couple more characters to hunt down. No, was there more? Yeah, Talonmaster if he could survive. Chaplain keeping those points going, but 7 points anyway for the other 2 characters, including the Warlord brought down. No prisoners would be a high enough tally. It's virtually a wipeout here across the board. Then behind enemy lines, we're about to pick up another 4 points this turn, and I think 1 turn after the next we would continue and then max out on that. So it would be a high score here for the Orks in this fight. Primaries, bled on primaries here might struggle to bring any more in. There's 12 points picked up in total here for the Dark Angels. The banner's been kicked off there as well. Stubborn Defiance was tricky. It was meant to be defending here, but got drawn off into combat across here with those scoring units and then bring it down. Orks, as a surprise here, managed to keep a lot of their vehicles intact during this game. So it is a solid enough win here for the Orks. They've taken on the Dark Angels and have prevailed this time around at least. So good fight though. Nice atmospheric board this one here. Suits the Dark Angels, this kind of terrain nicely, and they've had an experience now against the Orks. You took out the Ripper though.
Well, that's all I can do in the game. Really, I shouldn't have brought those on over there, but I was tempted by the Ripper. I just had to do it. I could have come at the back here and taken out some vehicles with those guys. Yes. But
I was thinking that. I was thinking to myself, I know there's going to be gaps at the back, so I thought, well, maybe if I just pile enough stuff up here, it'll pressurise you to bring them in as a reserve to help instead of exploiting stuff across here. So it kind of worked.
No, all I could hope for is to take the Ripper out. I'm happy with that. I mean, this Codex versus Dark Angels Codex it's chalk and cheese. You can see the amount of
the volume of stuff
on the board is just so outnumbering, and you've got a combination of hard hitting stuff with really hard, but then to compensate that against my Terminators, you've got these boys that hit with so many attacks, but they're still wounding on 4s. They're still hitting on 2s.
With the war bosses, it's
insane, and then you get 18 saves. I'm going to roll on average.
Someone's
going to come out. So it's just a dice game, and it's stunning, really. I don't know why these don't win every game they play. It's crazy.
At this point of filming, they're still in the league, the knockout stage. We'll see what happens. Sometimes the Orks shatter. They can be soft enough if they're caught out, or if their charge isn't supported well enough with multiple units. But when they do amass, that's when they're the most dangerous. When it's multiple units going, saw it here, especially across there as well. Just, you know, one unit of boys, they can cause some casualties. But when it's a boys, bikers, mega knobs, it all starts piling in, then there certainly is trouble. No matter what they're up against, they just sort of grind their way through. We've seen it in this game. I've seen it in a number of games recently with the Orks. So the potency is with them for sure, if they can deliver a decent attack. We'll call out patrons at silver level. That's the names at the end of the games. So it's Dawson, Backen, Jason Martinez, Marcus Olsen, Peter Goodall, Ross Caldwell, William Schwarz, and Zachary Lee. Big thanks to them for their support at silver level. We'll call out units of the game next to both sides.
1-2s and win 0-4s. Are these basically your basic troops?
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
Phil's talking about orc boys. Thinking of collecting orcs, Phil?
No, I haven't got enough time.
It's not got enough time.
I don't have time to paint all this stuff, I'm afraid. No.
So, as honourable mention to the boys, just hard-working units throughout the game, just grinding wounds down. Nothing too spectacular from them, but just the amount of attacks coming through. I'm going to give it to the Ripper across here. He just got stuck in immediately and dished out decent enough damage. Phil's going to give it to Ezekiel for his psychic powers coming through. A bit of close combat from him. So Ezekiel claiming unit of the game here for the Dark Angels. So that's units of the game for both sides. More battle report action, including some of exclusive Challenger Scorpion battles. Then it's YouTube channel membership, link for that in the video description below, and also on the channel homepage. But that's the game. Thanks, Phil, for coming along. Nice to see you again.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Luke.
We've seen the Necrons. We've now seen the Dark Angels here, and hope to have Phil back again. He's also in action over on James's channel, which you can check out to see him fighting away over on JB Wargamer 87. Great game. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.